Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
Love it.
Spodioti.
Live.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
everybody.
Have you
We're gonna.
found somebody to cut your hair in Georgia yet?
No, can you tell?
No,
Oh,
I was just actually I thought you had gotten a haircut, but that's
oh, well, that's sweet. Okay. So I have it, and it's funny. We're having dinner out tonight with some friends, and I'm going to be having her connect me with some prospects and put a workshop together. So I'm looking forward to it. But I told her the most important thing is I need a haircut
Is that
person.
me?
is what you.
Is what you?
Yeah, I think that's you. You got
It
dark
looks
hair
like
and a
you.
necklace on.
Looks
Can you
like you.
hear me?
Yes.
It's not all jumbled.
No.
You guys are all jumbled. I got to get out and get back in.
See, that's what happened to me the other day. Just saying.
Jumbo,
You know,
jumbo.
Alan, she told us we're all jumbled. I'm not quite sure how we should take that.
I'm not sure about that, but hey, whatever. I've been jumbled before.
Hey, me too. I've been called worse than that too.
Yeah, we
So
have. Let's see if it's
today
better this time.
is Thursday. Throwback Thursday.
Are you better?
Is that better? Hello?
Okay, there
Are
you
you
are.
are you waiting for us to talk? Are we
No?
jumbled?
Can you hear us?
Still jumbled.
Okay. Jumble away.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
better.
So, I was looking at my calendar,
Yes.
and that this friend of mine sent me for Christmas last year.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. It's some pretty cool stuff on there. Some stuff you can't share with people. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Sven. Hey, AJ. AJ, I think, is listening in because he's doing some kind of national crazy call or whatever.
Yeah, I know he's a busy guy.
Yeah. So, I saw this on this calendar. Denise, oh, there she is again.
She's trying to get.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, there she is. She's on the
There she
computer.
Now I'm on the computer. Yeah.
Good
Okay.
morning, Michelle Brick.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, Amanda. Sven, AJ, everybody.
Hey to everybody. I can't see on my phone who's all there. So hi everybody.
Hey.
Happy
Okay,
Thursday.
calendar. Okay, Alan, calendar. What were you going to tell us?
Oh, yeah, this calendar this friend of mine gave me last year for Christmas is pretty cool. Anyway, it says, because people are trying to figure out what it is, and it is, what they're doing and where they're going. And there's a couple of things that I liked that I saw lately. One of them I'm not going to say. But one of them says, it's okay, you're overwhelmed. It's appropriate. It's not permanent.
I like it.
Hey, that certainly, you know what? Amen to that, because I sure have felt like that through this whole move, overwhelmed in a big way. But guess what? It's not permanent. And,
It's temporary. Yeah.
Yep, and
it's
Alan,
not permanent.
it's not. Like you and I were talking about this morning, Alan. You can only take care of today.
Yep.
That's it.
Right.
True
That's right.
story.
Lisa bought furniture. She's moving into a new house, and they delivered it, and they got it in the room. And it was like, oh my gosh, it looks horrible.
I hated it. And so I stressed all night, and I'm back at the furniture store this morning, and I've already gone in and picked out new furniture and ran to the car so I could get on live at 11.
Now, part of that overwhelmed feeling is this is furniture that she didn't personally pick out.
No.
And sometimes you just got to go, okay, it doesn't look good. We agree. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Michelle said it's raining in the desert today. Last measurable rain was in March.
Wow.
Hey, Michelle, I so know that from California days, man. It is such a blessing when you get rain.
So 2 days ago, she was feeling overwhelmed with no rain, but she didn't need it. It was appropriate. It's not permanent. She'd get rain today.
That's right.
That's
and
awesome.
the other one I liked, there's a couple of them I've got laid out here. Happiness is in what you say.
Amen.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
true.
Happiness is in what you say. And here's one that is kind of deep. Kind of
Uh,
deep.
Uh-oh.
So listen to this. Whenever you explain yourself by talking about your past, you lose your future.
Yep. Yep. You
That's
know,
kind of deep, isn't it?
I think
Like people say, "Hey, well, tell me about yourself."
we've talked about that in the past, and I'm glad you're bringing it up again to remind us because that is so true.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if you've had a past that's not, it's been tough. So
That story we tell ourselves.
Today's a new day, and we only can control today.
Amen.
So, yeah, today is Thankful Thursday, so we need to be thankful, and we need to appreciate, life and what we have and what we're moving forward to, and today is the day we talk about enrolling people, get them started today.
Yes.
Because with our 5-step process, we talk on Mondays, we talk about the invite process. Tuesday share, 3 follow up is Wednesday. Thursday is the enroll process. So some tips for people is when somebody says, this is the most important thing about enrolling people. When somebody says, yeah, indicates they're ready to go, you need to sign them up now. Now. Don't, because lots of things can happen between now and tonight.
True story. No time like the present.
Well, and they'll never be more enthusiastic about joining or starting than they are right now.
Right.
Because if you allow them time to think about it, how our minds play. Or if you allow them to go home and talk to a relative, family member, spouse, whatever, you don't know what that person didn't hear what you told them to get them to say, yeah, this is a team that I'd like to be part of. This is an opportunity I'd like to be part of. And they might go home, and I always exaggerate it and say, yeah, my cousin Bubba down there in Georgia, he signed up for one of them things. Next thing you know, he was in a cult and lost thousands of dollars. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
So true.
That's my Southern Georgia accent, by the way. Or they simply might say, really? You're doing one of them things? Really? You've never sold anything in your life? Or really? You're gonna buy what?
Yeah.
And that's all it might take for that person to change. And so sometimes people are hesitant about the enrollment. Hey, you're ready to get. And so I like what Ray Higdon says. And when you call someone, when you do the follow up, and you say, "Tell me what you saw that you liked," and they start telling me what they liked, I'm going to say, "Oh, that's awesome. Sounds like you're ready to get started. So let's go ahead and get you enrolled."
Mm-hmm.
And see, you can't be. A lot of people are afraid to say that, and they're afraid the person might say no. Well, that statement's not going to change it. So, hey, Denise, that's awesome. I like those things too. Sounds like you're ready to get started. Let's go ahead and get you enrolled.
Yeah, and Alan, to that point, the more wishy-washy you sound as a leader, the more insecure they're going to feel. When you're on it, let's get you enrolled and let's get going. They feel excited and confident to be working with you.
Yeah.
And if they do say no, you're in a no different a spot than you are if you didn't ask.
Right.
Well, if they say no, I'm glad you said that. But what Lisa you were talking about is posture up. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I left the convenience store business, people always say to me, "What in life have you not done?" When I talk about my past, what have you not done? Because when I was in the convenience store business for a little over a year, I had 2 employees hospitaled. I had 11 robberies, and I had 1 person killed. And I'm not talking about in Detroit. I'm talking about in Salisbury, North Carolina, Landis, Lake Norman. But anyway, so when I came back to Winston-Salem where I lived, I was looking for something to do, and a friend of mine, their family owned a car dealership, the Heaths. They own Cloverdale Ford. And so the Heaths, Glenn Heath was a guy I went to school with. Kitty goes, hey, you ought to come to work for us selling cars. Man, you'd be great. You'd be great. And so I went and sold cars. Well, there was this old man there that was so funny. But when he talked to people, they bought a car from him. They bought a car from him. And so I was like, I'm just going to kind of shadow this guy, and kind of listen to him, a little bit of just learn what he's doing. They don't want you to learn because they don't want you to steal their sales, but there's lots of lessons to learn about that. But here's the deal. They would say, if they said something like, what kind of tires are on that car? What kind of tires are on that one? Now, it doesn't matter what kind of tires were on there. Dunlop, Firestone, Goodyear, Bridgestone, Pirellis. It doesn't matter. He'd look down and go, oh, those are Firestone. Those are the best Firestones they make. That tire is designed for this particular car. It's the best tire made for this Ford Taurus. They work together to make this. This is a perfect tire for that car. Well, tell me about these bumpers. Oh, listen, you will not believe these bumpers. These bumpers, they have the highest rating that you can get, for collision and crashing and absorption in it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they were looking at a Ford Pinto or a Ford Taurus, or it doesn't matter. LTD. I don't remember the cars back then. The big. But anyway, listen. That's the best. Did you know that these seat belts that they put in this Ford Escort? You remember the Escorts, don't you? They were like, I don't know, about $4,000, $29.99. I don't know back then. That they have tested these seat belts, and these are the safest seat belts made. But now you and I think that's kind of funny, but he was so confident, and he postured up with people. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing he would say is, well, what are you looking for today? He didn't try to sell them a Taurus when they were looking for an Escort. He didn't try to sell them a Thunderbird when they were looking for a pickup truck. He would let them walk around and say, oh, and they'd say, well, what color do you want? Okay, well, and he let them pick it out. Well, then as soon as he got them on it, man, he postured up. And I don't know how old he was back then. I was young. I was in my early 20s, and I felt like he was like 100 years old. He was probably 60. But this dude was he was forever in the F&I department with customers, And so, and then he said to me, I said, I don't get it. And he's an old country fella too. I said, I'm doing what you're doing. He goes, you're talking them out of the sale. You're talking too much. He said, what do you mean? He said, I answer their questions. That's all. If they don't ask me about those tires, I don't talk about those tires. If they don't ask me about that engine, I don't talk about that engine. I only answer what they ask me. And then I say, and then if they ask me about the price, I go, don't worry about that. They'll take care of that. We got the best. See, everything was sound like, some of y'all talking about how Donald Trump is the greatest, everything you wanted, that's that kind he was. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't. Well, and even if they said, well, I can only afford $125 a month. And he knew good and well the car they were looking at was going to cost him $175 a month. He'd say, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that. Yeah, it's fine. The F&I department, you're going to go back there and talk to, and I'll never forget this lady's name, Zelda Bryant. You're going to talk to Zelda, and she'll handle that for you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. And it's just posturing up. And so because people think about enrollment as a close, but it's not really a close. Sounds like you're ready to get started. Let's go ahead and get you signed up. And if Denise goes, I didn't say that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to act shocked and surprised. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just when people say what you just said, they're normally ready to sign up. So, what else did you see that you liked? And just go right on. Because then they're thinking, oh shit, really? People that say what I say signed up? Well, I guess I should sign up. Don't you agree with that?
Yes, it's true.
Here's the deal. If you're talking to somebody,
I think we've all had that experience where you've either bought something or signed up for something, and then you got home and you're like, what just happened? What
just happened?
What just happened?
I went in there to buy a refrigerator. Denise, didn't you just buy a new refrigerator, Denise?
Yeah.
I went there to buy a refrigerator, and my budget was $1,000, and I spent $2,800. I don't know.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
Yeah, what just happened? And so it's all about. And let me tell you. Let me explain to you how the posture up thing works. Okay, so if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, me, and I say, "Oh, now if you understand about cars." The salesman doesn't. Let's talk about three-way calls for a minute. Let's talk about third-party validation for a minute. The salesman, this guy, Ronnie was his name. Ronnie. God, I knew it'd come to me. Ronnie. Ronnie had nothing to do with the close. He'd say, Alan, I don't talk anything about interest rates, payments, financing, how long. He said, all I say is, hey, listen, don't worry about none of that. Our job is just to find the car you want. I promise you, they'll take care. They'll get you the payments you want. Because once somebody's in love with the concept and the idea and the car or the product, you see, what's in it for me? And that's why they say, take it home and drive it.
Mm-hmm.
Take it home and drive it.
Yeah, because then you own it.
Yeah.
That's why we put jewelry on people. You don't show people, you put it on them, because once they have it on, then they're thinking about what in their wardrobe goes with that and how good it looks, how they look 5 pounds thinner, whatever. Yeah. They've already bought it in their head. Then they see the price, and then you figure out how you're going to get a deal.
And so when you get that funny feeling in your stomach, the butterflies, we used to get butterflies before football games when we played football. Okay, you get the butterflies, right? The butterfly feeling. You get anxious about something.
I get them every Sunday.
Yeah. She gets them for 4 hours on Sunday, butterfly feeling. And she drinks, Denise has to order a new bottle of Calm every week because she drinks a bottle every Sunday. She's keeping us in business. But here's the deal. Now I want to kind of explain this to you real quick, and then because I know it's 11:18 and Denise looked at the clock. I saw you look down.
Mm-hmm.
Is it when you have that funny feeling? I'm talking to Lisa, and Lisa's, hey, yeah, and that sounds great, and blah blah blah, and I've got that butterfly feeling, and I go, hey, Lisa, let me introduce you to a good friend of mine, Denise. She's like you. She's, blah, 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 and I put her on the phone with Denise, and I say, Denise, she's ready to go. All you got to do is just get her to sign up. Now, what happens is Denise is not emotionally connected, has no butterflies, and Lisa signs up with the Advantage Pack. And I was thinking in my head, oh, I don't know. If I offer them the Advantage Pack, that'll scare them off. Who's thought that before?
Of course.
So here's the question that I ask, and this is what I teach people to say, and it works like a charm. So in getting started in your business and starting this business today, how much would you be comfortable investing in your own business? How much are you comfortable investing? You're going to be shocked at what they say. I've had people say, I could probably invest $3,000, $3,500. I've had people say, I can invest, $500, $600. I've had some people that I get referred to on a three-way call that says, oh, they told me it was free. I'm like, oh, so you told them to be an affiliate marketer, in other words. We know how that works out, right? And I think to myself, why did you tell them that? You see, because when they say, how much does it cost? What is the correct answer?
What are you looking to spend?
Yeah, how much
How much can you invest?
and see, if you say
It depends on how much you want to make, is what I say.
that's a good answer too. But if you say to someone, well, let me ask you this, Denise, how much can you afford to invest in your new business? Now that's kind of an ego question, you know. If Denise says to me, or somebody says to me, oh, this, yeah, great. So Alan, how much can you afford to invest in your new business? I would be embarrassed to say $50, $20. I don't have any money. I'm broke. I agree. That's not Jack McMuffin, because whoever it is too tall.
No, it is not Jack McMuffin. Oh boy.
So does that make sense? If I say to you, well, how much can you afford to invest in your new business?
Right.
Your new business.
You're leading the witness.
You're leading the witness. And they're going to be.
You are. You're leading them to the next step. Really, is what's happening. So.
Yeah. And so here's the deal: is so some people, if they're really tight on money, they're probably not going to say, I am flat broke, don't have a dime to my name. Well, the reality of it is this: that's not true. That might be true, but I have had people in a business in the inner cities of Ohio, kids, young people, when we were doing a YPR thing, go out and sell their Michael Jordan tennis shoes that they paid $200 for. You see, if they want it bad enough, they'll come up with the money.
Right.
Oh, so you're carrying a Louis Vuitton purse, but you don't have any money. Oh, you know what I mean? Or they might say, listen, that's why I need this business, because I don't have a lot of money.
Right.
Now that they're telling you, yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, great. Well, then we definitely need to get you started. And so if they say to me, well, how much can you get me started for? I'll say, probably around $2,000-3,000. Now, see, if they're lowballing me, I say that number, and then they stop and look, and I go, I'm just kidding. See, they're thinking of.
Yeah. It's always easier to go the other way. Like if,
That's where I was going. I'm glad you said that. Because if I offer somebody the advantage pack and they go, Alan, I can't afford that.
Right. We've all been there where there's something that we don't think we can afford, and then you go and it's like 10 times the amount, and then you see something back at the amount that you first started with that you didn't think you can afford, and you're like, it's a deal.
Yeah.
Because somebody told me a story once about, I should look it up to really do it justice, but it was basically about somebody who didn't have space in their house. Like they don't know what they're going to do. And so this person instructed them to bring in from outside, like bring in your animals from outside, bring in this, like they're adding all this stuff. And the guy was like, I don't know, but he's doing what he's told. And as soon as he started clearing that stuff out, all of a sudden it felt like he had a lot of space, but it was the same space that he had to begin with. It's just perspective.
So, and when it comes to money, I don't have any money. Okay. So, Denise has a brand new Nissan Rogue. It's silver or gray? Gray.
It's white, pearl.
Is it pearl white?
Pearl white.
Beautiful car. I tell you what, those cars, I love them. They drive good, they ride good, they last forever. Nissan does a great job on those. That's the midsize SUV, and I tell you that because they're awesome. They as you know, they're all-wheel drive. They get around in the snow, okay, and they retail for around what, 35 loaded like yours, $35,000, something like that.
Something like that.
You can buy a one, a stripped down version for 20, probably 28, 27. I don't know, somewhere around there. But that's the range they're in. Okay, so how many miles do you have on your Nissan Rogue now?
Probably not many. 15.
15,000 or 1,500?
15,000.
So it's a 2020 or 2019?
19. I bought it in the fall, last fall.
Yeah, so it's a 2019 Nissan Rogue, fully loaded, okay, that retails for $35,000. So stay with me on this. So when somebody says, I don't have any money, if we said to that person, listen, if you can come up with $5,000, today's Wednesday, by next Monday, we're going to sell you this $35,000 Nissan Rogue. Turn the title over to you, $5,000. We're just looking to get rid of it. Just you, $5,000. If you come up with $5,000 by next Monday, I'll sell you this $35,000 car.
Oh, you will find that 5,000.
You will find
100%.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So understand that if they want it bad enough, they'll find the money.
Right.
You
It's
know,
the same with time. Time and money, same thing.
And so, hey, I don't have $700 to buy an Advantage pack. Well, right now we got $50 off, blah, 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 blah. We can get it for you and you should know that number. I think it's $674.
$649.
$649 total. Is that after the discount, right? That's what.
Or no, $659. Sorry, it's $659 because it's $609 after the $50 gift card.
So $609. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, well, listen, I'm gonna give you $50 off. You get for $609. Oh, well, I can't afford that. Okay, no worries. Now some people immediately say, "Oh, well, you can join for $100." No. Oh, okay, no worries. Well, let me ask you something. How much could you afford? How much could you afford?
300.
300. Okay, we'll make that happen for you. And then what we'll do is, because today's the 10th of the month, we're going to pull out some tricks and we'll show you how to get to that 500. But anyway, let's go ahead and get you signed up, and we'll get it at $300. So that's a little tips for us on the enrolling process. Enrolling process. If you can go to your site and enroll them for them, and they'll give you their information, do it. If not, walk them through it.
Mm-hmm.
Go get on your computer. Let's walk you through it right now. That's right. Denise, I see you carrying your laptop. Go sit down.
I'm walking you through it right now.
I'm tree, headed towards the office. Is that, Nicholas is in there watching TV.
He is, yep.
Yeah. There's the garage door.
It's all good.
Kitchen. All right, gang. Well, hey, listen. Any closing comments, Denise? I know you got business to take care of.
I got to roll.
We love you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one.